What's up YouTube, Jeff back again, and today I'm here with my second video on the Samsung Galaxy S10 One UI beta. Now, I made a video with the original beta release about a week ago. If you guys want to check it out, I'll drop the link in the description. The reason I'm back with the video is, one, I want to give you guys some impressions, a few things that I've noticed that were actually changed in One UI 2.0 that I didn't note in the first video. And then they also dropped the second version of the beta just yesterday. I got the update. You guys can see the new build number right there. And you can see the Android security patch level, November 1st, 2019. So I'm living in the future because I'm recording this on October 25th. So I have the November 1st security patch a week early. Pretty cool. Anyway, I want to talk about a few things that the new update brought. But before I do that, let me talk about a few things I noticed that were in the original One UI beta that I just forgot to point out or I didn't notice on the first day that I got it. Now the first thing is notifications. I know some other people have pointed this out, a couple of the blogs. You now have separate notifications for regular and silent notifications. You can see right there where it says silent notifications. That's an Android 10 feature that they've carried over to One UI 2.0. Another really nice feature is if you long press on the home screen, you want to change your wallpaper, you go into the wallpaper app. It doesn't take you to Samsung themes directly anymore. It takes you directly into setting your wallpaper, this wallpaper menu. That's actually something that annoyed me, just a minor thing in the old version of One UI, because I didn't really want to go to Samsung themes every time I want to set my wallpaper. That's also been separated out in the main settings menu as well, which is really nice. The last thing is if you go into your folder and you want to change the color, you go to the color picker here. The color picker is quite a bit different than it was on the previous version. Here's my Galaxy Note 10 just so I can show you. If you go into the color picker on the Note 10, you can see you have the color wheel versus the color picker here. It's got the various different shades, so that's kind of cool. They changed that in this version as well. So obviously, these are some very subtle things that are not really, gonna make a huge difference, but there's some things that I noticed in using it the last week that weren't in the first video. So those were in the first version of the beta. Now let me talk a little bit about what they've improved in the new version. I'll talk a little bit about the stability as well. The one thing they improved that's really important is, you guys may have heard about the bug for the Samsung devices where with certain type of screen protectors, you could get into the phone with the wrong fingerprint. Well, they have issued the patch for that in the One UI 2.0 second beta version. So now you don't have that issue at all inside of this update. So that's nice. That's obviously a really important security fix. They've also fixed a bunch of other bugs and just stability improvements in general. I will say though, there's still quite a few issues for me with some basic apps. I would not call this stable, still on the second beta. One thing in particular is Twitter. I don't know, maybe if it's just me because I haven't noticed everyone having this issue. But whenever I get new notifications in Twitter, my app will just kind of freeze up over time and eventually Twitter will force close. It doesn't happen every time. It only seems to happen when I build up a whole bunch of notifications from Twitter in the notification shade. That happened on the first beta and it's still happening to me occasionally on the second beta. Obviously, Twitter is a really important app to a lot of people. That's why I pointed out. I haven't had too many issues with other apps. Social media apps seem to work fine for the most part. The overall UI navigation, the back gestures, the home gesture, everything pretty, so you guys can see right here, I'm swiping trying to go home and you can see Twitter is just completely frozen. So normally when that happens, I have to go ahead and power it off and then go back and then it'll finally let me exit the app. So I did able, reproduce it here on the video for you. But anyway, aside from Twitter, the overall UI navigation is very fluid. I mean, I've been using the Pixel 4 XL along with this phone, and the overall speed is very nice on the phone. I haven't really noticed any hiccups in terms of the UI nav. One thing that's also really cool about the Android 10 running on the Galaxy S10 is that you can now get Gmail dark mode, which you cannot get on previous versions of Android with the Samsung phones. You have to wait for Android 10. So you guys can see I do have dark mode for Gmail. Something I really, really like, which I wish I could get on my Galaxy Note 10, but I'm gonna have to wait until I guess the beta comes out for that. But dark mode on Gmail, I know it's not a huge deal for everyone, but I love having dark mode on everything, and you can finally get that on a Samsung device with this beta. So stability, you know, not the greatest just because some key apps are kind of freezing for me, especially Twitter, that's a big one. The overall UI navigation, pretty good. I've been pretty happy with the way they've sort of rearranged the UI, the optimizations. Battery life, I know people always want to know about that. It's actually been pretty good for me. Obviously, the Galaxy S10, a little bit smaller battery, so it's not going to get me through as long of a day as my Note 10 Plus, but I will say, you guys have heard me talking a lot about battery life on the Pixel 4, Pixel 4 XL specifically. The Galaxy S10, the smaller one, running on this beta, I've actually been getting around the same screen on time, maybe around 4 hours and 45 to 5 hours as I'm getting on the Pixel 4 XL. That's not the smaller Pixel, by the way, which is kind of crazy to think about. So the battery life's been pretty good, especially for a beta. Would I recommend people, install this on your device? Well, first of all, you can't get into the beta if you haven't joined yet because it's actually closed. It's full here in the US. They will be opening the one for the Galaxy Note 10 next week. It's going to be the unlocked version only, so you'd be able to get in. But overall, I still think there's enough bugs that I wouldn't want to run this on my daily driver if it was my only phone. Obviously, I'm reporting those bugs inside the One UI app, trying to get this a little more stable. Samsung is supposedly going to crank this out. They're trying to get it out by the beginning of the year, so early January, maybe even the end of 2019, which would be crazy. Personally, I'd love to see that, so hopefully we do see them get it out a little bit earlier this year. Anyway, guys, that's my overview of the changes, stability, the One UI Beta 2, and I will talk a little bit about this as I get future updates, if anything changes. No really big improvements or features added in the second beta, but some stability things to talk about, and of course security with the fingerprint. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon so I can make future videos like this. Find me at dopetechdaily.site. You can also find me at Instagram, Twitter, the links in the description. Appreciate you guys checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.